Hello? Hello? Just getting this thing started, waiting for everybody to hop in, waiting for everything to get going. Let's see if we can get any viewers loaded in here. Doesn't appear like we have any at the moment. Hi, Bacon Mouth 5. Welcome to the stream. Tyler Garrett, welcome. Official STNKT, DJ Sean Thomas. Welcome, everybody. So today we're going to be following the tradition. As you guys may know, I have my own label / arts collective, Graydient, and we just had a release from our newest release, I should say, is from a long-time returning artist, NoVinum. And I've made it a point in the past few releases to have a little Instagram live discussion with the artists as they release the song. So we're going to discuss the new material that he just put out on Graydient Collective. So I'm going to go ahead and invite him to the chat here. And yeah. Invited you, buddy. See if you can join. There we go. Hey man, how you doing?
I am doing good actually. It's like 8 p.m. here in my time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, kind of late. It's over here. It's just early morning, like 11. It's not too early, but it's morning nonetheless. For those of you who don't know who are watching, NoVinum's out in Germany, right?
Yeah, I'm living out in Germany, so the time from LA to Germany is like all over the place. Like
Yeah,
9 hours
yeah.
between us, I guess.
I figured as much. Yeah. Yeah. Coordinating anything with this release has been problematic just because of the time difference. Because your morning is like my evening, like way evening, and then your evening is my early morning. So,
Yeah.
but it's good to finally hop on the phone with you and discuss the release, man. Congrats on the new song. I really love it, as you know.
Thanks.
How are you feeling about it? Yeah?
I'm feeling excited and actually really happy because I'm working on the song like over 2 years now, and it's finally putting it out. It's like very pleased to putting it
we
out.
finally got it across the finish line, as it were. And I think it really came together. It's a really cool sound. It's like a deep house sound, kind of slower in tempo. I'm really loving it. How did you come to find this sound? I know it's something that you've been doing for the past little while.
I actually found the vocal sample on Splice.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yeah, let's put this vocal loop, vocal chops loop it was. I found it in some pack random.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe put something under it. And then I also had like a lot of reference tracks. T and Z, it's like the guy saw. I saw him on a YouTube channel, Illuminati Music or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really getting out. That's what you hear in the second drop is like the lead that's actually inspired of this song. So I was like, maybe
Awesome.
try something like that. So yeah, that's what it came out with it.
Is this like deep house, as you describe it, sound kind of the direction of NoVinum going forward, or what do you think?
I will try to make as often deep house, or that's the music I'm more like in. But I will try later also some progressive house and maybe some future bounce since I'm very into it.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah.
I was gonna ask you because I know Germany's kind of known for its techno, and you're in a different in a different bracket from there. How is the music scene over there? I'm pretty curious.
I mean, in Germany, it's like mostly hip hop music, like German rap.
Yep.
And techno, but like the techno part is cool, but I think it's like really coming into a mainstream scene, and I'm like, I was promising always to myself that I will never be that guy who likes mainstream music. So I'm like,
Sure.
yeah, no, better not, but better not trying it. But yeah,
Staying
I mean, it's
underground. Yeah.
yeah, staying underground.
Sure.
It's not like I don't want to be like coming known and getting right audience for it, but I mean that what techno is would probably be good for now, because like everyone in Germany is listening to
Yeah.
techno,
Yeah.
especially in Berlin or Munich clubs, all techno. It's
Yeah.
like crazy.
It's kind of funny because in America, it's pretty much reversed, right? Like techno recently in the past like 3 or 4 years has had this resurgence. I think techno here in America is very different from German techno. It's a very
Mm,
different sound, but we've had this like mainstream EDM fusion of techno for the past like 3 or 4 years. It's really taken off, but in the
mm.
grand scheme of things, it's very underground. Um, it's funny, yeah. Compared to you guys, where that's like a mainstream genre. I think maybe it's just North America versus Europe. Um, we have a lot more like hip hop and R&B here, I think.
Yeah,
Pop.
but I think it's maybe in Berlin. It's like the because in the past, I mean, there were a love parade in Berlin, and now it's always coming back, especially the clothes and so on.
Yeah,
So they all dress like in the when the love parade was. It's kind of funny, but yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's not my genre, but for all those who like it, I can. Yeah,
sure.
they
Why don't
enjoy
we
it.
talk about your genre then? How did you come to find this like deep house admiration? Just out of curiosity, was that like an internet thing?
I mean, it was not like a really internet thing. I mean, I had met a friend a while ago. He's called Decline. He made a mashup actually for this song. So he was like, I met him like 2 or 3 years ago. I guess it was before 2020. It was the last
Yeah,
month before 2020. And I met him in a club, and she was like, I was seeing him DJing, and I was like coming to over. Friends of mine known him very good, so I went to his stage, and then we talked a bit. And he's like, "Oh, you do music? Hey, I do music too. Hey." And he was like more in the progressive future house
yeah.
sounds scene.
So
So
you fell
that's
into
why
that
I can,
scene
yeah,
through a connection
through a
in real
connection.
life then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I know this is like not your first Gradient release. You had a few in the
yeah.
past.
Mm,
Were those people in a similar circle? I'm referring to Tisendell and the vocalist
mm.
on that last record. Same group, or
Um,
is that?
yeah, the same group. I mean, Jason Daly is just a close friend of me, and Mia is
Yeah.
actually his sister. So I was
Oh,
like, hey,
cool.
well, let's do this, let's do that. And he was like, I never had the Jason Daly never wrote lyrics for it, so he was like, hey,
Right.
let's try it. I don't know what I should write, and he was like, you have to do it. I make the instrumental, so I'm out.
Yeah.
And then we
Speaking
wrote
of
some lyrics.
yeah, speaking of previous releases, we have Cube in the chat as well, Cube and Pactor, and you guys did a
Hey,
record a few years back.
I know.
Yeah, I think that record, no, not No Mind, Justice, was one of my favorites from Volume 3. It's a really cool like mid-tempo bounce sound. You have a very unique sound, at least to us American listeners, I think, because it's not something that's huge over here. Um,
Not?
Cube says hello.
I I, um, yeah, I mean, I see it often when I searching my Spotify artists. It's always like America listeners, and I was like, okay, why,
Yeah,
why am I so
I
popular there?
I think America has a lot of listeners in general.
Mhm.
Um, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of the Spotify subscribers are here. Um,
Okay.
but I think maybe that particular sound might flourish elsewhere.
Mm,
America's really fixated on like tech house
mhm.
and that sort of stuff right now, like the John Summits and like the KX5 kind of sound. It's kind of like the current wave here,
Hmm.
which is adjacent to that. It's just your stuff's a little bouncier and cooler, I think. Um, so yeah, I really appreciate what you've done with this new record. Tell me about No Mind. Like, how did it come to fruition? You said that you found a splice sample initially, and that's where you
Yeah,
derived the vocal from.
yeah.
Um,
And yeah, I sent that for feedback to some friends of mine, and they like said it's really cool sound. You can actually use it for clubbing and so. And I was like, okay, well, I can do that. And he like said, maybe add some like clock sounds. I mean, that's what you hear in the beginning of
yeah.
the first part. And he was like, yeah, do that and add something like unique, for example, the lead. And that's why I came to the reference song also. And yeah, that's. I mean, what I always was is like the slap house thingy. I mean,
Mhm.
that's I don't know why, but slap house is sometimes a bit easy to make.
Cool.
I mean, it's just the
Yeah.
bass line and some layered with thousands of basses together, and like that's it. Maybe some melodic and vocals for it. That's it. Or
I
vocals
I know
shortly.
you were mentioning a minute ago, you were kind of stuck on this song for a while. What was the thing that was really a hurdle in getting it out, and then also like what really got it across the line, do you think?
I think the cross of the line was getting the melody for the second drop because I was
Yeah.
like more copy and pasting it. So I was like, ah, copy and paste. I'm not that kind of copy and paste type. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what famous for Slaphouse is. It's like really just copy and paste
Sure.
from one to other. And the second drop is done. Wait. That's why I was like, yeah,
You wanted to do something
that,
new, and that's it. It took getting that second chorus right
yeah,
to really finish the song. Yeah, I hear you.
yeah, that's what
How
was like.
Yeah, yeah. I see that. Yeah. Sometimes that is all it takes. It's just that one magical thing that you have to complete to get it across the finish line.
Yeah.
Um, at a larger, more macro scale, like when did you start writing music? I'm just curious. I don't
Um,
know if we've ever had that conversation.
oh, I don't know. Maybe not. Um, I think when I started music, I was like at the beginning of 16,
Oh,
or
yeah.
around at the end 16.
How
And
many years ago
so,
is that?
oh fuck, let me calculate. Eight, nine, eight, at around
Yeah.
eight, I think.
I can tell by your musical prowess that you've had some history. You have the years of experience. That's awesome. What what was it that originally got you into writing?
Actually, it was like I was already at the beginning when I was doing music. I was like using GarageBand and on the
Nice.
phone actually, and I
Oh,
used
cool.
these finished loops and put it
Yeah.
like anywhere so to learn a bit of arrangement. I was like, okay, let's try it, make a song out of it. And I used some alias for SoundCloud, and I mean, Club ESK, that was my first name.
Mhm.
And it was kind of funny because my father was doing the logo for it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it like that and try it. I mean, I got not much listeners and
Yeah.
not much a big
Yeah.
audience like. But it was a beginning,
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, it's
later,
funny. I actually, I mean, I had a similar story. I didn't start on the phone. That's awesome. Um, I was using a demo program that my dad brought home with
mm,
like an audio interface he bought
hmm
for something, and you couldn't save projects, so you had to
hmm
bounce the song every time, and it's like printed, and that's how it was. So when I was
yeah,
like 11 or 12, I wrote an album that way, and then
hmm
from there, that was just a lot of messing around. But then I moved to GarageBand, and that's where I really found my footing as well. So I
okay,
think GarageBand is a very powerful like starting tool. you know,
Yeah,
for a lot of people. It's really cool that Apple just, has that
yeah.
tool out there for free for people to use. Um, okay, so you had another project before NoVinum. How did you land on the name NoVinum?
Oh,
I've always been curious about that.
because it's so independent name, like no one has it. It's like actually I got inspired by especially Dead Mouse and Marshmallow, and I was
Yeah,
like, what's their kind of meaning in their name? And like Dead Mouse, well, what is a Dead Mouse? That is that mouse. His explanation of his founding of his name is like he found a dead mouse in his computer, I guess, as I searched on
yeah,
Wikipedia. I was
right,
like, okay, well,
right.
and how Marshmallow got into his thing, and then I was like, well, let's try something else because I'm not a good wine drinker, so I was searching for Venom and what it is translated into a different language, and it's yeah, Venom, and then the no before it. I was like, no,
Is
Venom.
so is Venom like German for wine,
Yeah,
or
I'm
how does?
not for German. It's like just how you could say we call it Latein in German. It's a language you use so you can speak like Spanish and French better and so on.
Yeah,
That's like thing you need to learn before you can speak like different languages.
gotcha.
Yeah,
So that was like the realization moment. Is like
yeah,
Dead Mouse's name is derived from something personal. What 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 am I like? I'm not good with wine, so that was where the name originated from. Yeah,
yeah,
I was always curious because I know like your Twitter handle is like no wine for you or something like that.
yeah.
Um, and I was like, what does that have to do with no venom? But now I know. That's great. Cool to know. And how long have you been releasing under no venom? I know you've been doing Gradient for at least since we first started Gradient, which
Mhm,
was like 2019.
mhm.
I'm just curious how long you've been doing this project on your own.
I mean, I've doing it since 2018, I guess. So maybe one year before I met Gradient.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I
it
met
was
you through, I think it was
yeah,
Cube, right? Cube
yeah,
Impactor now.
cube,
Yeah.
cube, yeah.
Yeah. You
So
guys
he
did a
was
really cool record on that first CD. Yeah.
thanks. I mean, I was like, oh, not very into techno, and he was like, yeah, let's try that. And I was like experiencing the techno part new, and I was like, because I was coming from the big room scene, and it was
Mhm.
like, now switching into techno scene, it's like, well,
The
it's
very different sound. Yeah.
different sound, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I think it worked out. It was a good tune. I really enjoyed even the debut on Gradient a few years ago. Okay, so going back to No Mind, which everybody who's watching now, is his new record on my label, Collective Gradient. Um, we had this amazing like cover art that you had brought in from one of your artists, and then we kind of interpolated into the video and all of that.
mhm.
Can you tell me about the cover?
Oh, it's more or less my designer's part. So I was like saying to him, I have this song called No Mind. Let's put something that fits to it. And he was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I will, but will figure something out. And he was like making this for me, and I was like, well, that's look nice. Let's try that. So it was so most of the things I do is like very in Germany we call it flexible things,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's how it came
Yeah,
to
I,
my
I,
no
I
mind
just
as a
love the
cover art.
approach. Do you work with the same illustrator or designer every time, or was it just that
Most
one?
of the time, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I mean it's my father, so I'm very close to him, so he
Oh,
makes
cool.
most of the cover art for me,
That's
and
a really
yeah,
cool relationship. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Somebody asked in the comments if we can show the cover art. You can see that on our social media pages, or if you just look
Yeah.
up NoVinum, No Mind, you can see the cover on your own. They also asked, how did you pick your genre? I think we covered that a little while ago. Yeah, I love the imagery of the release. I'm glad that we got to collaborate on that. Gradient's a very visual brand. Was there like was there an inspiration for like the geometric, like low poly look, or was that just your designer just doing his
No,
thing?
it's just my designer's doing thing. I'm
Yeah.
really trust him when it comes to that. He's like always giving like very good things, and that nobody sees, like no copy paste or something like that. It's like very
Yeah, it
on your
looks
own.
great. I mean, it's a very unique cover art. I was excited to see it. And you know, like Gradient, we're all about like creative art. So,
Mm,
visual art, I should say. So it was really cool to see that art style. It's not a super common one.
mm, mm.
Um, yeah. So what after this release, what is next on the calendar for you? Are you looking to release more music this year? What kind of stuff is on the horizon for NoVinum?
On the horizon is like a lot of projects. I'm
Yeah.
always like collaborating with the guys from All 41 Records. I mean, they're like the label is from Switzerland, and most of the artists are from Germany.
Yeah.
And I'm like collaborating a lot with them. So a new release is coming out in May and
Cool.
in June. So I'm planning like every month a release. So it's like 1 year, 12 songs. So
Awesome. So you've got a very busy
yeah.
year ahead of you then. Um, that's cool. Do
So
you out there in Germany, do you play shows and that sort of stuff?
I mean, I'm planning on in my closer region. So with
Yeah.
Decline together, we are mostly like DJing together.
Yeah.
So like in normal clubs in our region. So when you can see me, you can see me mostly when Decline is there. Then you can see me there too.
So is
I'm
that
mostly
like
there.
that's like it's like a label slash like promoter, or is that what that
No,
is?
he's also a musician, so he also produces
Oh,
music.
okay.
I mean, I
Gotcha.
bring in February, it was, no, March it was, March 22. Um, it was like Pointless we put out. It's like more progressive house style song, and we put
Yeah.
it out together. It's his first song putting out on Spotify or any social media. So I was like, yeah, let's do that, and mostly try to make like more festival music together. So maybe
Cool.
in the future it will be in 8 years for us together, and we will find a new name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe one day you can come over to the States and play over here. That would be awesome to
I
see.
hope so.
I
I
I
hope so.
know logistically it's hard. A lot of friends that try to play here in the States, and it's just a really difficult thing with logistics, like with a work visa and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your sound would perform well here. Um, it's not a
Yeah.
super common sound here, but I think that there's a lane for that slap house
Mm-hmm.
sound here. I don't know. We'll have to see. It does sound inherently American. Maybe it's the vocal chops or something.
Maybe.
Okay,
I
man.
don't know.
Well, I think everybody who's in the stream right now, I think we're gonna wrap this up. No Venom just released a song, No Mind, on Gradient Collective, My Collective, and that song is out now. You can go stream it. Do you have anything else you want to share, man?
Maybe a new DJ live stream is coming up the next
Yeah, that's
few
right.
days.
We're going to be hosting a DJ live stream on the Gradient Twitch channel in a few days. You'll see a post about that relatively soon. So if you want to catch him playing and spinning like we were discussing, you'll be able to see that. He also has some older mixes on Gradient too. That's on our Mixcloud if you want to check those out. But make sure to go follow NoVinum and check out all of that new music. It's sounding amazing, and we're looking forward to the stream coming up in a few days. And yeah, I don't want to keep you any longer. I know it's late over there, and it's been great to speak with you, man.
It's great to speak with you too.
All right, man.
So,
I will talk to you soon, and yeah, congratulations on No Mind, and thank you for doing this.
thank you too. I will also put a Spotify playlist in my story soon, so I will inspirations
Yes,
and
we're
so on, so I can bring that out.
100%. We will be posting a Spotify playlist of some music with the song as well very soon. Okay, I will talk to you soon, man. And
Okay.
good to speak to you.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.